Hello everyone, I'm Saraswathy, Assistant Professor of English at Sona College of Technology. I have 13 years of experience. My areas of research interests are language teaching and literature. This paper will be presented by both of us, that's myself and Dr. KanchanaMala, Assistant Professor of English at Sona College of Technology. We are delighted to present a paper on applications of behavioral theory to find solutions for situational depression, a study on select works in English literature, which is the need of the hour as our society is turning bleak time after time because of depressions that results in disaster of life. Firstly, we go ahead with an introduction to behavioral theory and then to the objective of the paper and then to the solutions to recover from situational depression. Behavioral theory attempts to explicate human behavior by examining the progenitors and the consequences that exist in the individual's environment. It also analyzes learned associations that individuals acquired through their previous experiences. Situational depression is known medically as adjustment disorder with depressed moods. It occurs as a result of traumatic or change in person's life. Recovery is possible with readiness to face a new situation. The common reasons for situational depressions are divorce, loss of job, the death of a loved one, or a serious accident, and so on. Now, let's see how literature helps. Literature is the most radiant and fascinating field that chronicles each phase of life from time to time in its own exquisiteness. The interpretation of lifestyle depicted in literature helps readers to understand the life of human beings. Furthermore, the essentials of literature assert the growth of universe and acts as a source to attain wisdom in the world. The first three major recovery solutions are nature, virtuous relationship, passion. Nature is one of the best sources to help human beings to be calm and happy. We have writers who admired nature and passed on the positivism of nature to the readers. We have William Wordsworth, an English romantic poet. Most of us know him as nature poet. He says in his poem The Daffodils, that is, he brings out his own experiences. He says that when he sits on his couch in a pensive mood, a host of golden daffodils flashes upon his inward eye. And with that vision, his heart fills with pleasure and dances with the daffodils. Similarly, Shashi Deshpande, an Indian writer, guides the readers to get motivated by looking at nature. In her novel, A Matter of Time, the protagonist Sumi gets so emotional and frustrated as her husband walks out of the house and she is left with the responsibility of taking care of her 3 daughters. She doesn't know to manage the situation. She just walks out and gets to see a spider. By looking at the spider, scuttling to the center and then back, scuttling to the center and then back, it does it over and over again to go ahead with its life, even after failing multiple times. The protagonist gets motivated looking at the spider and decides to be an achiever regardless of failing repeatedly in life. Human emotions and feelings are reciprocated in nature's zealous solitude. It helps people to restore the best in them and also helps them in sensing and learning the fine subtle shades of life. George Eliot, a famous writer of Victorian era, professes in the novella The Lifted Veil, I was glad of the running water. I could watch it and listen to it gurgling among the pebbles and bathing the bright green water plants by the hour together. I didn't want to know why it ran. I had perfect confidence that there were no good reasons for what was so very beautiful. Ultimately, nature gives hope and confidence to people. Next comes virtual relationship. A compassionate and comfortable family is a great source of happiness for every human being in life. They sob and smile, separation and reconciliation, problem and remedy in every life. However, members in a family must have love and should be considerate towards others and must demonstrate, most importantly, they must demonstrate interest in each individual's happiness and merits, because people don't find people to speak out their emotions. That's why they end up in situational depressions, and that leads to ruining their lives. Literature books focuses on various dimensions of changes that people face and how they cope up with the ups and downs with the help of their family members and friends. In the work of Shakespeare, that is King Lear, Shakespeare brings out the relationship between the fool and the king. The fool takes care of King Lear with so much of love and affection until the king's daughter Cordelia comes to protect him. Always in life, rejection, ridicule, disappointment, humiliation, people can come out of it when they are having somebody to share their emotions, because bottling their emotions is not good. And this is the best ways of coming out from a depression. Next comes passion. Passion is just all about loving whatever we are committed to. Louise Mary Alcott, an American novelist, in her novel Little Women, brings a positive vibration through her character Jo. The character Jo enjoys whatever she does. For example, she washes clothes. As she washes, she admires and sings about her work. Queen of my tub, I merrily sing, while the white foam rises high, and sturdily wash and rinse and wring, and fasten the clothes to dry. And then, out in the fresh free air, they swing under the sunny sky. I wish we could wash from our hearts and souls the stains of the week away, and let water and air by their magic make ourselves as pure as they. I'm glad a task to me is given to labor at day by day, for it brings me health and strength and hope. Head you may think, heart you may feel, but hand you shall work always. Therefore, discovering and cultivating passion in everything is an elevation of compassion and reflection of profound delight. So, by admiring nature, having good relationships, and by having passion towards our activities would help human beings to get rid of situational depression.
Hello everyone, this is Dr. KanchanaMala, the co-author of the same presentation. As my friend suggested, literature has got several values that will help an individual to overcome depression in his or her life. I would like to discuss some of the works of literature that I have chosen for presentation. The first one is The Old Man and the Sea by Ernest Hemingway. The Old Man and the Sea is about Santiago, a poor old fisherman who sets off on his heroic journey. It is a journey which is a road of trials and obstacles that are very difficult to overcome, especially for an old man. But finally, the old man succeeds in his journey. This old man is known for his perseverance. Let me tell you what is perseverance. It can be defined as the steady persistence in adhering to a course of action, a purpose, or a belief in spite of difficulties, failure, or disappointment. Perseverance is a determination to continue a task in spite of several obstacles. Most youngsters believe that success has more to do with being in the right place at the right time than it does with perseverance. But when the reader understands that perseverance helps one to achieve success, and through that we can really overcome our depression. The Old Man and the Sea by Hemingway elucidates the qualities of perseverance through the hardships that the old man faces and the determination with which he succeeds in his task. This exceptional story can be therapeutic for those who have lost hope in life and need a powerful force for continuing struggles of life against fate. Though everyone looks down at the old man, he has faith and confidence in him that he will surely catch fish in spite of his age. Through the struggle that the old man faces, Hemingway teaches an important lesson of triumph of indefatigable spirit over exhaustible resources and draws a distinction between material success and spiritual success. The story insists on the value of behaving with honor and dignity and not yielding to suffering, and also accepting one's duty without complaint. It drives home the fact that triumph over crushing adversity is possible only through perseverance, which is the most essential skill that the present day youngsters must possess. Here comes the next work that I have chosen for the presentation. The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. This is a story by Robin Sharma. Here he portrays Julian Mantle, a leading lawyer who is forced to face spiritual crisis of his imbalanced life. He sells all his possessions and goes to the Himalayas and never returns to his legal profession. His travel to ancient culture proves to be a life-changing odyssey. In his journey, Julian Mantle also discovers several powerful and pragmatic lessons for life. The expedition of the protagonist reminds the reader of the importance of having passion, imagination, and dreams, which will make an individual realize the value of his or her actions and the effect it will have on the long-term happiness and achievements. Julian Mantle's experience during his visit to the Himalayas transforms his life forever, and this is the content of the fable. The book is written as a narrative from the perspective of someone receiving advice from a monk, and the style of the language makes the book resonate in the minds of the readers. I would like to stress the importance of reading literature that will allow an individual to expand the horizon of their thoughts. The same will help the person to overcome depression. In this modern fable, the author explains an important technique in order to overcome depression, that is visualization. By changing the mind, one can really change one's life, says Dr. Avon. The technique of visualization will help to have a healthy mind. As a technique that involves focusing on positive mental images in order to achieve a particular goal. Visualizing technique teaches the human brain to recognize the sources needed to reach one's goals. It creates an inner motivation to strive towards dreams and promotes positive thinking, which will help an individual to stay on the track to be successful. And this particular work, of course, helps the readers to compare themselves with the protagonist and overcome depression. I would like to say a few points about the book The Greatness Guide to. This is yet another practical handbook for a happy living by Robin Sharma. He shares his remarkable insights and tools that have made him one of the world's most trusted mentors on leadership and personal success. Through his own experiences and spiritual knowledge, the author interacts with the readers in a simple conversational style that will energize and make the readers move to action. The book demonstrates real-life examples and covers almost all the areas of modern lives. The suggestions given by the author are practical and bound to improve one's efficiency in facing tough situations of life. The book will also help the readers to be prosperous in personal and professional lives, learn how the experts of various fields create stunning success, and the ways to get through hard times with courage and grace. It also urges the readers to simplify their lives, discover happiness, and have more fun. The important element that the author wants to convey is simple living. The idea of living simple is not a new phenomenon. For most of human history, people have led simple lives without abundance. Modest living is a way of life that enables an individual to focus on simplicity, intentionally, and living life, simplifying one's activities, eating habits, emotions, and thinking. It will help one to be happy and peaceful in mind, free from the clutches of greed and ego, which are the root cause of mental suffering. Enhanced contentment will lead to true inner peace, and this will develop human relationships and will improve through great honesty and less hypocrisy. In short, simple living alters the attitude and desirably humble regardless of the material things around us. I would like to reinstate the idea that literature will help us to overcome times of adversity in our lives. Since literature is truly the reflection of life and human experiences, it allows people to relive their memories. It is a channeling of human sentiment, and its effects are subjective and dependent on how much, like any other art form, it is received by the humanity. And it is the foundation of humanity's culture, belief and tradition. It also works with direct or implied moral. It makes us understand every walk of a life. And literature also helps to feel less alone. As a famous writer suggests, the world can get you so down, you feel like you're the only person going through what you're going through. But then you read and realize that you're not alone, that if someone else has gone through it and survived, then maybe you can too. To conclude, I would like to say that books and characters within them holds a mirror up to the reader's face, urging him to make comparisons and see part of himself within some character. In short, literature opens all the windows and brings in the gentle breeze of hope and optimism, thereby helping us all to overcome situational depression. These are the references made for the study. Thank you, everyone.